Good afternoon, Booktube, and welcome to my Booktube channel. It's really good to be back making a video again. I think it was last Wednesday that I made a video as well, so Wednesday is the most convenient day for me generally. And yeah, so today is a get to know me tag because just to introduce you to myself and let you know a wee bit about me, and also to know what is going to be on this channel as well. So I'll just get started. How long have you been watching Booktube and how did you become aware of it? I think I just stumbled across it. I amn't sure who I started watching and when. I'm never good with dates and probably would be underestimating to say a couple of years. It's maybe close to 5 years actually, since I first started watching it. And some of the first channels that I watched were people like Steve Donahue, Book Olive, some of the British booktubers as well, like Jen Campbell. So they were, I think, around then. I should probably have checked that. But I really wanted to start my own channel. But I was quite self-conscious and probably, in all honesty, a bit conceited about it. That I didn't want to, just to put myself out there. But as I'm getting older, I'm definitely a little bit more brave and getting more comfortable with myself, which is natural. What are your favourite and least favourite aspects of Booktube? It seems ironic that I'm doing the Booktube newbie tag. I'm not a huge fan of repetitive videos, or videos with ads in them necessarily. It kind of puts me off. So I tend to avoid them. I used to watch a lot of book reviews, but I don't so much anymore. Anything with spoilers, I'm not interested in either. So anything that's repetitive, if I've already watched quite a few of a different kind of tag video, I'm not always interested in watching all the ones that come up on my feed. So I hope that's kind of answered the least favourite. Most favourite Booktube channels that I watch, probably those that read the same genres as me, the genres that I'm interested in. So like non-fiction Christianity, fiction Christianity, some biblical fiction, some Bible study tips. That's another thing I watch quite a bit of. And gosh, there's loads, isn't there? Those that read more wholesome books, but recently more books that are kind of challenging not only my worldview, but growing in my development as a reader. So I hope that kind of answers that question. I'm leaning forward here to read the questions that I've got on my laptop, and I don't have the best eyesight, so I haven't got my contacts in today. So how do you prefer to read? Physical, hardback, paperback, audio, e-reader, other? So I love my e-reader. It's just so easy, and I can use the library apps, which keeps costs down as well. I tend to buy a lot secondhand as well, so I like the physical book, but I like to read the physical book and the audiobook. So that's probably the way I read most frequently. If I'm reading non-fiction, I tend not to go for the audiobook because I don't absorb it quite so well. So yeah, I think that kind of answers that question. I don't read a lot of hardbacks. I don't own many of them because they tend to be more on the pricey range. And I'll come on to that again in a wee while. Are you a member of other book communities such as Goodreads or Bookstagram? I do have a Bookstagram. I'm not great about posting on there, and I have Goodreads as well. So I've used Goodreads for a long time, and it's probably one of my favourite apps actually. I really enjoy tracking the reading. I find it quite motivating, and it kind of goes with my personality that I can kind of keep a track of that as well. What is your favourite bookstore? I'm not a huge book shopper. I like secondhand books, and I usually get them in like a charity shop, or so I don't generally buy books full price. I have ordered in the past from Amazon and World of Books as well. So and we live in quite a rural location, and because of that, there's limited bookshops. I can only think of one, and the supermarket sells some too. So maybe now and again, quite infrequently, I will buy a book, and I usually try when I'm away on holiday to purchase a book in WH Smith or Waterstones as well. So always really conscious of a budget, because books are so consumable, and kind of I'm not a huge rereader. I'd like to be. I tend to usually gravitate towards books that are cheap generally, in all honesty. So yeah, what style or genre of reading do you enjoy reading the most? I'm less diverse than I used to be. I quite enjoy Christian fiction at the minute, but it changes. I read fantasy and science fiction sometimes too, and non-fiction I'm getting into more, and classics as well. So that's quite a few there. Is there a style or genre of reading that you dislike? I think this is quite a rote answer. Everyone kind of says horror. I don't like anything with goriness or anything like that. I don't even know, is goriness a word? Anything that's gory, I'm not a huge fan of generally. And kind of pure quality writing, I kind of don't like either, but I suppose that's everybody. What hopes or ambitions do you have for your channel? Excuse me. So I don't know that I do have ambitions or anything. I suppose it's just an outlet and a hobby. So yeah, I'm not really expecting anything, like lots of subscribers or anything. But I'm hoping just to share books. So yes, okay, the next one. Do you read diverse books? I'm sad to say I don't read a lot of diverse authors. I generally read a lot of books from women and not so many from men. Probably in my non-fiction, it's more men that I'm reading, but women writing kind of my fiction kind of stories. And I think that's generally what you would lean towards as a woman. So I would like to read more diverse authors. I was talking about this recently with my eldest son. He's 9, and they're doing a project in school about Africa. And I thought we were discussing things, and we were watching this great programme the other night about the Kalahari. That's a tangent. But we were talking about getting a book for him from an African author. So if you've got any, I'd be really interested to know what they are, and I would be keen to pick them up for my son. I'm conscious that I don't read very diversely, and that is something that I not only want to change, but I need to change. So are you a fast or slow reader? Pretty fast, I think. I mean, I get through quite a lot of books in a month. I mean, admittedly, I don't read a lot of challenging books. I have at the beginning of the year read some Robin Hobb, and they're chunkers, so those are slower and they're slower paced. So yeah, I think that I would be relatively fast, and that's just judging by how many I can read in a month. Can you recommend a book for Booktube? Yikes. Well, I think my favourite book, I've thought about this a lot actually. It's hard to pin down one. But I always think about Stepping Heavenward by Elizabeth Prentice. I love that book. I don't actually have a copy of it at the moment. I tend to buy them and give them as gifts. So it's a lovely story about a young woman. I think it's in the early 1900s, and kind of her journey and kind of overcoming her fallen nature, her sinful nature, and I related to the character and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's one I always recommend to people. I feel like I missed out a question, but no, I haven't. Okay, so the last question: what 3 qualities do you look for in a booktuber that might tempt you to just subscribe to their channel? In all honesty, those that have the similar reading tastes to me, but like I said, I'd like to read more diversely, so I'm always looking for channels that might be a little bit different. What 3 qualities do you look for? So somebody that reads quite wholesome books, because they are the ones that make me feel most comfortable. Yeah, I think that's maybe it. So wholesome, similar genre to what I read. And what else? Quite just a nice personality. Yeah, so probably people that are around the same age as me or older, because I suppose I read books that grannies like sometimes, to be honest. Yeah, so that is the tag video. Kind of get to know me, Booktube Newbie. It's got to be done. So I thought about that today because I didn't have a lot of time to get a book review ready. So just at the end to tell you, I'm conscious of my time, what kind of things I'll be sharing. I probably have covered this in some small way. So Christian fiction, biblical fiction, non-fiction, Christianity. I'd like to get my eldest son, who's a reader as well, on here to share some of his favourite books, if he would be so willing. And yeah, maybe some, we've got summer holidays coming up. I work as a kind of teacher's assistant for children with additional needs. So we break up at the end of June, and we break up for about 6 to 7 weeks. And although we're not going on holiday this year because we're getting a kitten, yeah, exciting. I'll be a cat lady. We are going to be enjoying a staycation. So doing some things in the garden, spending quality time with my children, and I'd like to kind of share that because I live in a really, really beautiful place. And yeah, so maybe some vlogs, that kind of thing. So thanks for watching this. It's really, really nice to be on here, and thank you to those that have commented. I was really excited to get some comments and on my last video, so I'll reply to them soon. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, possibly next Wednesday or the weekend. Bye now.